Well, we're on the road again. We are finally making the trip that I announced some time ago that got delayed due to unforeseen circumstances. But we're on our way to Nashville to visit my buddy Brian at Daily Brew Garage, get some work done on my trailer. Let's go.
So here's my thought. 6-foot ramps, right?
Right.
The way I did mine, they were, there's 9 cross pieces that are, I believe they were 8¼ inches apart, center to center, and 14 inches wide.
Okay.
So the thing we're going to want to do first is figure out how we need to cut the hole for the pivot point up here, and then we need to cut the angle down there before we start welding. Because once we get it welded together,
it's going to be hard to move.
A lot harder to do. So that's let's see.
Here's the issue we're having with my trailer. As you know, my Cobra and the 32 Ford are very low to the ground. With the undercar exhaust, the exhaust on the Cobra is exceedingly low to the ground. These are the ramps that came with the trailer. They are ridiculously short, extremely narrow, and barely pass and qualify as ramps. You can see here they're only about 3.5 feet long. They're very, very narrow. And even though I've got a dovetail on the back of my trailer, it's only about a 2-foot dovetail. And as a result, the angle of those short ramps is too extreme. My cars tend to hang up right here, as you can see from the rusted area where the paint's been scraped off. The plan is to lengthen the ramps. We're going to put 6-foot ramps on it. That is Brian's trailer over there. You can see the ramps that he built for it. That's similar to the vibe we're going to go for here. That way I can load up my cars a lot easier, because as of right now it's just not working.
And this C-channel is identified by the weight per foot. So it's 3 inch by 4.1 pounds per foot.
That's the C-channel that we're going to use for the rails.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my camera freaking out. And it comes out to be, and it's different thicknesses based on where the C-channel, it's thicker in the corners, right?
Yeah.
So it's 3/16 of an inch thick is effectively what it is.
And this is the C-channels that are going to be the rails of the new ramps. This angle iron right here is what we're going to use for the connection between, and it's what, about 8¼ inches separated on a 6-foot.
I think if I remember right, that's how I did.
Okay.
Should.
This pipe here is what we're going to use on the end of the C-channel to use as a pivot point, so we can leave them attached to the trailer. And is this the bar we're going to use to mount to the back of it?
Yeah, so that's going to be your pivot bar.
Okay. Okay.
These guys are, like I was saying, I cut these, when I brought it home, I went ahead and cut one stick down to
6 feet.
72 inches
Mm-hmm.
on the nose. So
I'm very familiar with 72 inches. Anyway.
Just making sure that end was straight.
Yeah.
And what we'll do is, some of my friends tease me because I'm like I measure 10 times and cut once. You know? And they give me a hard time about it.
My problem is I measure 5 or 10 times and cut once and I still get it wrong. Yeah.
My favorite is when you cut and you're a little bit too long, so you shave a little off, and you're a little too long, and you shave a little off, and you're a little too long, and you shave a little off, and you're 3 inches short. How did it happen?
Yeah, his toolbox is so organized, it's embarrassing me. Oh, look, he's measuring again. Got that.
I told you.
All those years on the road setting up bands.
Right? Actually, use silver instead of black. Maybe I'll be able to see it.
By the way, if I didn't make you aware, Brian here, among all of his other gifts, is an incredibly good drummer.
Back in the day, right? So now, let's see. Oh, I need to. This, if you're not familiar with this Evolution chop saw, I really love it. But it's a little tricky to get this fence at exactly 90 degrees.
Yeah.
And so I use a square to make sure that I'm right.
Because they do want to dance around a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, cutting the ends of these C channels, if they're not square by a 32nd of an inch, it's not going to kill your ramps. But I just want to be accurate if I can. Goes a time. Go drop it on you, and I'll level all this. All right. The thing we're going to run into with this C channel is that when it's manufactured, it's industrial, it's not exact. So when we start trying to square up the ramps, they'll be a little warped and a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to fight them a little bit, but I think we can.
Well, I'm used to that. That's the same problem I have with aftermarket body panels, is they're never right. The quarter panel that I bought for the Mustang, I did some measurements on it, and it's actually about 1/8 of an inch too long.
Really?
So yeah, the thing is I forget exactly what the criteria on it is, but in order to be able to manufacture those panels and not have endorsement by the original manufacturer, in this case Ford, they have to be 10% off.
Really?
So they can avoid the licensing fees and all that.
Oh, so they intentionally make
Yeah,
it
it's intentional, exactly.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna.
And that just means you have to do more hammer and dolly work and more cutting and stuff like that.
You're familiar with take the line or leave the line, right?
Exactly, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So don't let me forget, I'm leaving the line. Don't take the line.
One of the problems with getting older is you got to have light.
Boy, no kidding. That should be perfect. It won't be, but it should be.
Safety first.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot better than a grinding disc on a 4.5-inch grinder.
No kidding. No kidding.
Mental note, get a chop saw.
So if I'm right, this other one is, so yeah, one of them's cut at a little bit of an angle, but just by a fraction, but it's okay.
It's not gonna matter. We're
We're
gonna
gonna cut an angle off of it anyway.
exactly.
So it's okay.
And we're dealing with ramps, not fine machine work.
Right.
So
Not a frame.
my measuring caliper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I stupidly left it on the other day.
And we're gonna need these two because these are gonna be parts of your foot. Okay. So now, the next thing we're gonna wanna do is figure out, let's go ahead and cut the angle
Okay.
at the base. So that's why I wanna put these on your ramp. Let's take them one of them out there and we'll just kind of start eyeballing them and see what kind of an angle we wanna cut on the
All right.
Think that's gonna work for you?
Yeah, that'll work just fine. Yeah. That'll be beautiful as a matter of fact.
Okay, so what I wanna do is cutting it out a little bit. See, okay.
Yeah, we can roll that up.
We can stitch it up.
Look at that.
Yeah, see how it's thicker right there in that corner, so it gets.
Yeah, you can see all the way through.
Mm-hmm. And but that's okay because we're gonna weld a plate across the top of that anyway, so that actually works out perfect.
Good deal.
Does that look closer?
Yeah.
I think I nailed that one a little
Yeah,
better.
you did. What I'm using as a reference is where this thicker part ends.
The legs are.
Yeah.
It's because of the guide that I'm using.
Yeah.
My little ridge, it's hitting it and it's pushing me over.
That's fine. You can grind it.
Yep. All right. Let's knock out these other two.
Okay, what Brian did on this is 3-inch C-channel, 1.5-inch C-channel. What size is this?
I'm sorry.
What size is this this C-channel here?
3 inch.
Okay, this is this is 3-inch. What we've done here, what he's done here, I should say, is we've cut them to 6-foot length, put a C-notch at the front, angled the back which is going to sit on the ground, and we're going to use that piping there welded onto that after we use the angle iron for the cross braces to go in that. Let's keep going. Okay, now what we've got is we've got some slight marks here. Started with 2 inches back from the end to give room to weld on the C-cut here for the pipe. Spacing these 8 1/4 inches apart. That means we've got 9 pieces of angle iron we've got to cut per, or 18 of them, out of these 3 strips right here for the cross beams for this. Let's get started. Always helps to plug it in.
My Bluetooth saw kit hasn't come in yet.
Such a clean cut. Okay, with that, we've got 18 of those cut at 8 1/4. Is that correct?
14.
14 inches. 14 inches. Got 18 of those at 14. Those are your cross braces. All we got to do now is cut the pipe for the ends here, and that will be all the cutting for the ramps. Of course, we still got to do cuts for the mounts on the back of that. But once the pipe is cut in the 2 sections, that will be all we need for that.
So, all right. So these guys are all tacked in. These C channels, like I said, they're not manufactured. They're a little warped and weird. So anyway, we made it work. These guys are all tacked in. I'm letting it cool just a minute. I'm going to stand it up and weld, so I can weld on the flat instead of trying to weld vertical. It just, for me, it comes out better. So we'll stand it up. We'll have to flip it back and forth like the bacon, but we'll get it there.
Okay. And what I've been doing while he's been doing that is I've been prepping these. You have to have clean surfaces to weld on, so I've been basically using the fiberglass strip disc to strip off the corners inside and out, and on the side panels. Since I don't know exactly where the cross braces are going to fall on this, it didn't take any extra time. I just did the entire side on both of those. Yeah, that'll work. You get good penetration and it's even. That's what you want.
We'll know the first time you drive a car on it.
That's true. I'll send you the bill.
Okay.
The cool thing is once you get a couple of them down, you can go faster because it'll hold it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't want the.
Don't want to get too carried away.
Yeah, if it gets too hot, then it just starts acting weird. Because I've got my voltage cranked up quite a bit.
Yeah, because you're heavy gauge still.
Yeah, but then if the whole thing starts getting too hot, then I'll need to turn that back down. So I'm just gonna let it cool a little bit. Let's see. Where do I want to go next?
All right, here's where we are. Started painting the first ramp, which all the welding is done on it. I've got to flip it over and paint the underside as soon as that dries. We've already started working on number 2, as you're aware. We went ahead and got everything cut so it's going together a lot faster. Well, I was saying it was going a lot faster until Brian here ran out of welding wire. So he's refilling that. We're going to keep going. Got about 20% of the welding done on this one. Got everything fitted together. It's just a matter of welding this one up. Then we'll paint it. Then we're going to back up my trailer and start cutting it where we can get the mounts on the back of it. Let's keep going. All right, the day's getting away from us a little bit. The sun is starting to set. We're getting on the home stretch now. Both ramps are done for the most part. We still have to put the underpinning on it, but the structural part of it is done except for the bottom bracing. Right here, we've got the bar stock cut, the holes for the pins drilled. The end plates I've got right there have got to go on the end of that bar stock. We've got to put the mounts off the back of that, and then it's a question of mounting it up. Let's get busy. What Brian's doing here is the down braces. He is cutting the down braces.
Trying to.
Remember, take the line.
Am I taking the line?
You're taking the line.
Okay.
That's one.
Yeah, I didn't get the angle exactly right, so we're gonna have to just really be careful with this one.
Okay, we're back the next day. Did not get completed yesterday. It's just too much to do in one, what was it, 13-hour day?
Mm-hmm.
So we got about 80 to 85% of it done. All we got left is to construct the mounts on the trailer itself, mock it up, and then do the down bracing on the ramps, paint everything, and we should be good to go. Now that 5-second explanation just described about 2.5 hours work. So we've still got a ways to go to do this. What we're doing now, Brian has marked up the mounts that we're going to weld to the back of the trailer, getting ready to cut those off with the plasma cutter. Let's keep going. I'd say watch your feet.
Good. Because because this is painted, it was like melting up and it kept
Yeah, I noticed it kept
on me.
sticking on you.
Yeah, the slag was sticking on that little guy. I gotta clean this up.
Yeah.
Must be one somewhere.
And you got a light?
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, this is punch. I'm just going a little too fast. I'm trying to keep the slag down, so I'm going just cut a little too fast. As far as you know.
Yeah.
So
That's what I said, if I could help it.
right. So I'm gonna mark this guy, and then we'll know this is like our minimum.
Yeah. And you can actually open it up a little bit if we need to.
I think we should it'll give you a little bit more, it'll give a little bit more wiggle room to get your
them in
pins
and out.
Yeah, so you're not just totally fighting. Alright.
Be sure to mark the top.
Oh, yeah. I did with the plasma cutter.
Okay, at this point, we've got all the mounts on. You can see how it's going to work. We're going to put an end pin on these and a stopper on this side that slides through there. And that's basically how it's going to look. We're going to put some bracing, some beams to go down from here to add extra reinforcement when it's loading up stuff. That right there, you can see how that works. I'm going to put the other ramp on it right quick before I paint it, test fit everything. And just like that, you can see that I've got plenty of room to move them back and forth. The angle is much less steep, so I can load my cars up. And we're also going to put a pin on this side and one right here. That way they can be raised up to an upright position, pinned in place, and I don't even have to take them off the truck. Down bracing and the pins, and I believe once I paint everything, that'll be it. We're almost there. Well, okay, this is the vision right here. Basically, where you see that ground area right there, we're going to put a bolt right there, run a brace up to there, kind of in the same vein of what the bungee cords are, and it'll ride like that. And I think as a safety measure, I may go ahead and strap them as well using ratchet straps. That way they're nice and steady, but they fold up, stay in place. They're very heavy, over 100 pounds a piece probably, so this will definitely be the best method of doing it. They're also easily removable. You've got pins on the inside of the bar stock here. That stop right there keeps them from going in. You just basically pull the pin with them in the down position, yank the bar off, and they're free. Works really well. All we got left is we got a down brace that we're going to put on each one of them right here to add a little bit of support when it's in the down position and you're loading cars. That way it doesn't put all of the weight on our bar stock there, so it won't bend that. And once that's done, paint everything, get the up brace there, and we're done. All right, we are to the point of painting. We've got the pins in right there. All the bracketry to run this is painted. Same with this pin here. I'm painting my up braces and the bars. I know these will get scratched up and everything. That's not the point. I just want to make sure that they don't rust up completely. It's just part of it. As soon as that dries, I'm going to flip those pieces over, paint them. Brian is right now cutting the pieces for the down braces on the ramps. As soon as we get those welded on and I get that painted, we'll get the thing mounted up and we'll head back to Arkansas. Okay, almost 1 p.m. on day 2. Total of about 17 hours of work, lots of welding, lots of cutting. You take raw bar stock, raw angle iron, raw C-stock, and you create trailer ramps that will greatly decrease the angle of load and will allow me to load the Cobra and the 32 with no issues at all. They're very sturdy, very strong. I've got them ratchet strapped just for the trip home because it will rattle a little bit on the way home, and I want to be sure that I'm as comfortable with it as possible because I do have a long drive home. But that looks fantastic. Mission accomplished. This is Brian from Daily Brew Garage. Be sure and like and subscribe his channel. He has great content. Fantastic. I've only known this guy about 35-40 years too, so there's that going on. But Brian, outstanding work. Sorry I made a mess of your shop because as you can see we've got a lot of cleanup to do. But raw steel into beauty. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. My pleasure.
All right. With that, I'm going to hit the road. 6 hours and change back. It'll be dark time to get home. I'll probably scare the hell out of the dogs walking in and wake my wife up, but I'm looking forward to it. We'll catch you next time. Be sure and hit like and subscribe. We'll see you again.